Okay, so this is my vlog report. So I guess what I'll start with is the new thoughts about others section. One major new thought that I had about others that I gained through this whole experience was that people are a lot more open to like me learning their culture than I had expected. People were really kind and patient, and they seemed like eager to show me things and not like it wasn't like I was an annoyance. I felt very welcomed, and I think I went into it not expecting that. I was kind of like, because here in America, like a lot of the time we're very judgmental of other cultures, and um like prominent other cultures in our nation I feel like are looked down upon sometimes, and I didn't want to be looked at in that way when I went to like Chinese night or something like that. And that's not how it was at all, and they were so accepting and just very happy that I was there. It seemed like it was like flattering to them that I was trying to learn. And same thing with like the waiter that I had at the Los Tres Amigos, the Mexican restaurant. Like when I tried to speak his language, I kind of expected him to maybe be insulted or annoyed, or I don't know, just I didn't expect it to go like well, and he was just very kind and seemed flattered that I was trying. So I think that's like the main thing that changed in my mind about others. Like I definitely got a more positive outlook of how other cultures maybe look at us, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So that was definitely a really good thing to learn. So I'm really happy about that. So new thoughts about myself. I think one major thing I really want to work on that I figured out through this experience is like I feel like I'm an independent person, but then through this project I kind of realized that I'm not fully independent in every situation. So I really want to work on that, because like going to all these experiences by myself was definitely a good thing for me, because it showed me that a lot of the time I get that I like whenever I feel uncomfortable, it's typically because I'm not with a friend that I can just rely on and fall back on, and someone that speaks the same language as me who I can joke around with or ask them if they understand what's going on. So I think that experiencing all this stuff by myself was definitely like a growth thing for me. Yeah, it showed me a lot about myself. And it also showed me that I need to just like not be so worried about being accepted, because it's when you have like a lower when you picture people, when you think the worst of people, then you go in with a negative attitude, and that's like not the way to do things. Another thing that I learned about myself is that I need to be more excited about these situations. I think I was treating everything that I went into as more of a homework assignment and a project, and I didn't have such a positive outlook on it. And then, I mean, once I got there, I didn't, because everything was so cool and enlightening, and it was just like very interesting, and I had fun at everything. But it was like initially going there, I didn't have that same positive outlook that I gained from being there. So that's something that I definitely want to improve on in myself, and I'm glad I learned it about myself so that I can improve on that. Okay, and then implications for teaching from a global perspective. One thing that this project taught me that I definitely want to do as a teacher is I want to do activities with my students that show not only the importance of independence but of confidence, especially in situations where they're uncomfortable, because a lot of the times that's when you learn the most. That's when people thrive, when they're uncomfortable, because they have to do something for themselves. So I think that's a really important thing to teach kids. And confidence is always good, and so is independence, regardless of whether it's in like a diverse situation or just everyday life. And this is something that I kind of wish that I had learned more before going into this, and because I think I could have gained even more than I did had I been more independent and confident about everything. And I also want to work on just kind of showing my students all the different parts of the world, and I don't like not just super drastically different parts like China, like when I went to Chinese night, but also like the more subtly different parts, like Canada, where I kind of expected it to be exactly like the U.S., but it's like it is different. There's a different culture, and I just think it's important for kids to be accepting of every part of the world. And yeah, I want to teach the importance of being open-minded and wanting to learn and being like eager to explore the world and see what it has to offer. And I really want to teach my kids to be as accepting of others as all the people were at the events that I went to, like regardless of if they're different than you are. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I learned from my whole experience.